One day Boris Johnson said he would rather die in a ditch than postpone Brexit. And as things stand today, the negotiations are between a rock and a hard place. When negotiating, you need to be very careful in any mistakes that might be made. The Internal Market Bill was one of the mistakes made by Boris Johnson. It was supposed to consolidate Johnson's power, but by threatening to breach international law, what he did was pull Europeans together, standing in unity. The fact is that when you're driving along a dangerous road, you need to make sure you stick to the rules. The Prime Minister also thought that by setting the 15th of October as a deadline, he would put fear into the hearts of Europeans. But the fact is that negotiations are going to start up again at any point. When you want to reach a goal, you have to make sure that you're not making unnecessary pit stops. The British government decided to try and divide and rule by putting fisheries at the heart of every discussion. But no one was fooled. The real issue at hand, the issue of concern for all member states, is the risk of unfair competition on the doorstep of the single market. And this is a subject that had yet to be worked out. Fisheries hasn't been worked out yet either. We haven't worked out a dispute settlement mechanism. Even when the British going back on the withdrawal agreement means that our trust has been eroded. It's not what it was in the past. Our ditch would be a no-deal scenario, and that a hard place would be a bad agreement. We don't want to see our businesses dying out, faced with unfair competition when it comes to health standards or environmental or social standards. We don't want our fisheries sector to die out either. It should not have to deal with the consequences of a decision that it didn't make. Brexit. So there's a narrow pathway forward, respecting the sovereignty of all parties, respecting that the interests of all can be served. And we need to move forward at a good clip along this road. And to avoid a disaster, Mr. Johnson, open your eyes to the needs of businesses, respect the withdrawal agreement, and move negotiations out of the deadlock you put them into. You're at the wheel, Mr. Johnson, and you're the one who can stop any accidents happening.
Vielen Dank.